in December 2017 when I was investigated for sedition, you know, on a winter morning, I think about only 6 o'clock in 2017, a crew of investigators suddenly appeared at the door of my house. Yeah, about 5 men. And then they asked me to open the door for an investigation into national security. You know, when I heard of national security, I have a hunch that I may be sent into jail or into detention secretly. So the only way for me to avoid that, to help myself, was to let the public know what happened. So I decided at once, you know, I have no choice but to make decision at once to start live streaming on my Facebook. So I camera them. And because there are 2 doors before they enter my house, the inner door opened and the external door with some guardrails. So I could camera them and see them within those rails. So I started to camera them and live streaming on my Facebook. They didn't know at that time. They didn't know that is live streaming. They just knew I camera, but they didn't know that was live streaming. So when after they forced to open the door and just took away my cell phone, what's happening is to be known by the media. So about half an hour later, there were many reporters crowded just downstairs at my house. And when I was forced to be brought by those investigators, they forced me to go with them to investigation stations. And I just knew not only me, but also my parents, my colleagues investigated and raided simultaneously.
All of them at once, same day?
The same day.
Wow.
Yeah, at the same time.
What was I know they were saying it's sedition, but what happened during those weeks that led them to make their move, like at that point?
I think there are some reasons for them. First, they expanded and changed the definition of mainland Chinese spies. You know, in the past time, we would think we would have legal troubles only if we touched those classified intelligence. Yes. But afterwards, they used our case to let Taiwan society know you will risk being investigated or even prosecuted, not only touching classified intelligence, but also if you promote reunification, if you do many exchange activities with Beijing, you will also risk becoming investigated or even prosecuted, trapped into a lawsuit. So the lawsuit, in my case, lasted more than 4 years.
And during those 4 years, because your current wife, who was your girlfriend at the time, was living on the mainland, so for 4 years you couldn't see her.
I couldn't meet my fiancée at that time.
Oh, fiancée.
Yeah, because my girlfriend at that time, and now my wife, she's a Chinese mainland, and she could not get entrance permission to Taiwan. And I could not leave Taiwan because I suffered a restriction on leaving Taiwan. So I could not go anywhere, but only in the island of Taiwan. So I could not meet my fiancée. And fortunately, we got married in 2022 when I at last won the lawsuit and overcome it and got the final acquittal of that.
It's a very it's sad you had to go through all that, but I'm very happy that you emerged from that victorious and that your now wife stayed with you all of this time.
Yeah. So even I won the lawsuit and I was declared innocent in every instance of trial, I still suffered from restriction on leaving Taiwan. But fortunately, I have never been sent to jail. I think just because of live streaming, because I started to live stream at once to let the public know what's happening. So many, at that time, many celebrities criticized this case very much. They thought that's just like a beginning of Terror of White. Before, we called Terror of White
Terror.
to criticize Kuomintang's authoritarian rule. And now it's changed because
Green Terror.
Terror of Green, DPP becomes another authoritarian government in Taiwan.
And this is interesting because 2017, that was before the DPP passed the Anti-Infiltration Act.
Yeah, in 2017, that's the second year of DPP's ruling period after Tsai Ing-wen became a president, only 1 year.
So they were making moves already back then, even under Tsai Ing-wen, despite her clean image. She was still doing some of the things that now we criticize Lai Ching-te of doing.
Yep. And I think the second reason why they did that is to undermine our promotion of revocation. Because I think during that time, before we were investigated, we made great efforts to promote revocation. And we attracted many young people to rethink about reunification versus independence, especially those young people on campus. So that seems to be a big threat to DPP, because DPP should always control those young people by their argument of Taiwan independence. So I think that's the second reason why they investigated us in 2017. They should stop our promotion. So I think if we had not been investigated, we would have successfully more promoted reunification and lead Taiwanese people to think about that.